Well, I don't know that I'd be able to comment on why specifically the DEA chose to schedule it as such. I can say that when they look at medicinal value of substances, I mean, if you look at the FDA, their task is to weigh the benefit of any drug versus the negative consequence. So there are plenty of drugs that have been developed that never actually came to the market, or came to the market and then were pulled from the market because of the side effects. So a good example, is it Vioxx? There was a medication that was on the market for a period of time. It was meant to help with, I apologize for not having this as a really well-versed in. Let's say that it was meant to alleviate symptoms of arthritis. I don't know. I don't know if that's what Vioxx was or not, but say there's a substance, and that's what it was meant for. And it was really good at doing that. It also, in a significant number of cases, caused death. So the FDA had to decide, is the benefit that this could give to people that take it, does that outweigh these potential negative side effects? So I'm sure there are things that we could take that would cure any number of ills, but the side effects would be so much worse than that we choose to not take it. So that's their task. And if you want to look at marijuana use, are there things that people will perceive as beneficial for certain conditions? Yes. If you want to look at the classic examples that are used, glaucoma. So glaucoma you have excessive pressure in the eye, and because marijuana use dilates the blood vessels in the eye, it reduces the pressure in the eye. We have other substances that also reduce pressure in the eye that can be used. If we use marijuana instead, what are those side effects that I'm now subjecting myself to? And one thing that you have to remember is the only time that you're actually receiving that release of pressure in the eye is while you're under the influence. So that's great. That means that you can't work, and you can't drive, and you can't operate heavy machinery. There's a whole other thing that you can't do. So if I said to you, we're going to relieve pressure in your eye, but you really can't do anything else the whole time that you have that, is that a trade-off that you'd be willing to give? Because that's what you would have to look at. That's the only time that you're receiving that benefit.
There's a new drug that the FDA has legitimized, a powerful painkiller. A powerful painkiller, and it was 11-2 of the FDA Advisory Committee against legalizing it. I mean, this goddamn powerful is a new form of, I think, Vicodin, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's what it is. What the hell's the name of it? Well, you'll see. It's in the paper today. It's in the paper today. Okay. Now, are we crazy? Are we crazy? This is okay? There's nothing else out there? I mean, for pain, you need this new goddamn drug that is more powerful? And this is our federal government. This is our FDA. Well, Mr. FDA, how about getting off your scientifically hypocritical ass and saying that marijuana, then it shouldn't be a Category 1 narcotic? Because it's not. It is not a narcotic. It is not an opioid. It is not. Not because I say so or because Colorado says so. It is not. You can't change something.
Another example are people who have cancer, because it will stimulate their appetite. Are there other things that could stimulate the appetite that don't have those consequences? Yes. And that doesn't always happen for every person. Not to mention that if we're talking about all of the other states that have legalized marijuana, the primary form that people are looking at is smoking marijuana. That's the worst drug delivery system ever. Anything foreign that you're putting in your lungs is doing some type of damage, causing some type of change. So if we want to look at the true medical purposes of marijuana, we're not talking about people getting a card that they can go to the corner store and buy a dime bag of marijuana that they smoke and that's going to help me, because there's a whole host of other negative consequences from that one maybe small benefit, that there are other substances that could provide that benefit as well. So I have yet to see a real strong case for this is why marijuana is a better substance than maybe some other things that we have in the market. And then, like I said, once you open those floodgates, who knows what's going to come out of them.